Hi, how are you? This is Dr. Amihan, your humble servant in health in a northern part of Antique. I hope that you are in good hands at the comfort of your home. Once again, welcome to today's talk. Many of our patients and our members of our family and other people are asking, do we really need a second COVID-19 booster shot or a fourth COVID-19 vaccine dose during this time of Omicron surge? And there is also another question, follow-up question to us as healthcare professionals. If you and I or we need a second COVID-19 booster shot or a fourth COVID-19 vaccine dose during this time of Omicron variant surge, then how soon will we receive it, or when will be the right or appropriate or ideal time to have it or to receive it? Now, to answer that also is we have to discuss things that are done in other countries, or meaning to say studies, to have such answers. Okay? Now, it is a known fact that antibodies decrease or reduce in numbers months after you receive the vaccination. And it created so much concern, most especially in the emergence or the presence of Omicron variant globally. We all know that Omicron SARS-CoV-2 variant is known to reduce vaccine effectiveness, evade immune antibody response, and cause disease to person who already survived COVID infection. The new Omicron variant causes mild and less severe disease to most of the people in general infected by the virus. But it can also cause moderate, severe, critical disease, and even death to persons with comorbidities. And because of this, in response of this concern, of this rapid global Omicron variant spread, a fourth COVID-19 vaccine is contemplated or will be introduced to our countries, to other countries and our country soon in the Philippines. Now, we have to discuss things if we really need to receive second booster shot of COVID-19 vaccine right away or sooner. I have to discuss to you a study coming from Israel. Since Israel is one of the first countries who administered the second booster COVID-19 vaccine shot to more than 500,000 of its population. and including to some healthcare workers. So, this study done in Israel happened at the Sheba Hospital where the scientists and researchers administered the fourth vaccine dose to more than 270 medical workers who had been previously vaccinated with Pfizer BioNTech vaccine. 154 of whom received a Pfizer BioNTech vaccine and 120 others also received Moderna COVID-19 vaccine as a uh, fourth dose or second booster shot. Now, the clinical trial revealed and with its findings that it only showed a slightly higher increase in antibody levels after you receive the second booster shot given to their medical 270 medical workers. So as we mentioned a while ago that they already received a complete COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine plus a first booster and then they give now the second booster shot. But the antibody levels produced is only slightly higher on that fourth COVID-19 vaccine shot given. So it doesn't produce a significant increase in the antibody levels of such of those healthcare workers given with the fourth vaccine COVID-19 vaccine dose or those healthcare workers who received the second booster shot of COVID-19 vaccine. And what is the very important significant findings? Because this study happened during the Omicron variant spread in Israel. The fourth dose of COVID-19 vaccine shot given or the second booster COVID-19 shot given did not stop Omicron variant spread. It still causes infection to the workers. So that is revealed by the head of infectious disease unit at the Sheba Hospital in Israel who performed the study. So, meaning it is not, in my opinion, it is not yet needed to have a second booster shot of the COVID-19 vaccine right away or to receive a fourth COVID-19 vaccine shot sooner. But it's up to you, it's your call if you want to receive the second COVID-19 booster shot or the fourth COVID-19 vaccine dose. Now, to answer the second question, if you and I really needs it, how soon will we, how soon will be administered to us, or when will be the appropriate or ideal time to receive it. I also want you to discuss a very recent study, although it is not yet peer-reviewed, in the US. This is performed in the United States of America with the collaboration of the scientists coming from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in the US. Now, they also performed a very recent study, although it is not yet peer-reviewed, uh, to patients who receive a complete dose of Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, meaning they receive the first and the second dose of Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Now, 2 to 4 weeks after they receive the complete dose of Pfizer-BioNTech or the second dose of Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, they get the blood samples of these participants or patients, and they examine it for the presence of neutralizing antibody produced 2 to 4 weeks after they receive the second dose. What they found out is the antibody produced after 2 to 4 weeks after receiving the second Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine, they found out that the antibody produced is less and insufficient to neutralize Omicron variant. So the second dose didn't provide good protection against Omicron infection. How did they do that? First is the blood samples of those who received the second COVID-19 vaccine shot or Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. The blood sample of that is put in a test tube, and then they add SARS-CoV-2 virus. And this SARS-CoV-2 virus is Omicron in the test tube. And they observe if the antibody can neutralize Omicron inside the test tube, Omicron variant. And as I mentioned a while ago, that the antibody produced is less after the second dose, and it also insufficient to neutralize Omicron SARS-CoV-2 variant. Okay, that is very interesting. Now, they also performed another experiment. Those patients given with the second COVID-19 vaccine dose was given a booster shot or a third dose using Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. And it revealed that when they get the blood samples of those patients who receive the second or the third vaccine dose of COVID-19 Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, or who also received the booster shot, they found out that when they get those blood samples and put it in a test tube, and add the Omicron variant in the test tube, they found out that the blood samples of those uh, patients given with the third shot or the booster shot neutralize Omicron variant in the test tube. The antibodies present there neutralizes the SARS-CoV-2 Omicron variant rapidly. And the neutralizing antibody produced after the booster shot is increased in amount or in volume. So, in short, that the booster shot given to those participants offer an increase in antibody production, and it also increased neutralizing antibody function against the Omicron SARS-CoV-2 variant. And this and what is interesting with these findings is that the antibody production and its function lasted for 4 months. So meaning to say, based from this study, that you can have your fourth booster shot or of the COVID-19 vaccine, or you can have your the second booster shot or your fourth COVID-19 vaccine shot after 4 months you receive the first booster. So this findings is very interesting. And based from the result of the study, the fourth booster shot or the second booster shot or the fourth COVID-19 vaccine dose offers a 90% prevention or protection against hospitalization, disease severity, and death. Although the first and the second boosters cannot stop Omicron transmission or spread, it can still cause mild or asymptomatic disease to the population. So, with these findings, I hope that it answers your queries and questions of how soon will we have or when will be the appropriate or the ideal or the uh, time to receive the second booster dose or booster shot, or if we really need the fourth COVID-19 vaccine shot soon or right away. So once again, this is Dr. Amihan, your humble servant in health, wishing you the best of everything. Godspeed and bye. Stay safe.